We're live in the studio. We in the stock room where stocks rise and stocks fall. This is the critic versus the people. I am the critic, Tommy G, and you are the people. Let me scoot this to the side so y'all can see a little bit of advertisement, man. Yeah, you do know I do part of Savage Comedy, man. We got something coming real soon, man. Real special. We're rounding up a lot of comedians, so y'all stay tuned for that. Yes, sir. All right, so let's get into it though. Y'all already know what I do. You know what I'm saying? So every week I hop on this thing. This is episode 10. So shout out to episode 10, and I want to give a shout out to 91. We got 91 subscribers on the channel now. We on our way to 100. I remember when I was asking people, okay, man, can we get 50 subscribers so I can go live and do this for y'all? So shout out to 91 that is subscribed, and shout out to the ones that's about to come and subscribe. And that's why we do it, man, for good old wholesome entertainment, man. So y'all already know the show. I do the critics. We're gonna get into last week's stocks. I usually will put it on the board. You see the board is empty. I felt like I wrote the same things. I erased it and then I was like, did I write? But I couldn't remember. So I said, man, I'm just gonna do it from the paper today. Last week we rated Boosie Badass as an artist. And I gave him a 3.5 out of 5, and the people had spoken. Stays the same, man. Y'all think that Boosie is basically like middle of the pack. He one of those ones, but when it comes to greats, it's greats, and then there's low levels, and then there's those in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Uh, he one that you can jam, or you can jam in the car. You can go to his concert. You can jam it in the house. It just depends on your environment. You know what I'm saying? You got kids in your environment, you can't jam Boosie. So that's how I kind of put a mixed on all that. He's like a hood rapper. So it's only so much that you want to listen to, even though he got cuts about women that's hard as well. So, you can't just listen to Boosie around kids unless you do the Southern Soul things that he's doing now. He got a couple. So I ain't going to say that. Let's talk about Memphis, Tennessee. I gave Memphis, Tennessee a 2.5 out of 5, and the reason being is because it's one of those towns, man. The barbecue is mid. I know I might get some criticism, but y'all should have voted. If y'all think that mine is wrong, then you should have voted. It's kind of dangerous. Bill Street is cool, but last time we tried to get into the BB King restaurant, we couldn't even get in. They was charging 20 to get in, so you want us to pay to get in and then buy some barbecue. We're not doing that. So that we went to another spot. We did try the barbecue spot by the museum. The museum was awesome, man. I'm just be honest with you. The museum is awesome. The Martin Luther King Museum, they turned the hotel into a whole museum. Uh, when we went, I had to pull my girl along. She wanted to read every thing in there. So I know I got to get my mindset. So when we go to another museum, because we're going to the one in DC soon, and a couple of more, we'll probably go to the one by Martin Luther King in Atlanta this summer. I just got to get my mind wrapped around it. Hey, she gonna read everything, so I'm just gonna slow boogie through there. You know what I'm talking about with her. But Memphis, I give Memphis a 2.5 out of 5 because it's really not safe. The attractions just are not enough for me. You know what I'm saying? To say, hey, I'm gonna go. If something big is happening, like I've been, like our Founders Day, the Q's Founders Day, they had a step show. We had a guaranteed rate bowl against Arkansas, Kansas and Arkansas. That was fun. I ain't gonna lie. If something major's going on, where like I said, hey, go to Memphis, then I'll go to Memphis. But if I'm scheduling out some vacation things, it's not one of those vacation spots to me. It ain't kind of like, Chicago is dangerous, but it's more of a vacation spot because it's stuff that you can do. It's more stuff. I don't know because it's a bigger city or what, but by Memphis, they got Tunica. You can go to do the casinos, or you can try barbecue, which the barbecue is all right. It's not just all right. You want to compete with the big dogs, the Kansas Cities, the Texases, of the world. So 2.5 out of 5. What do y'all can still rate this stuff? So what do you give Memphis as a traveling destination? All right, 3. I did Juju Watkins. I gave her a 4.5 out of 5. You know she's injured right now, so speedy recovery. You know the squad just lost, so uh, big shout outs to her, man. If she was there in the game, I know they would have won and be in the Final Four right now for sure. But things happen. You know what I'm saying? It's basketball, it's sports. Just praying for a speedy recovery for her. But the girl can ball. I want to see her in the WNBA. She's going to make the WNBA exciting. So I give her a 4.5 out of 5. And if she do what she's doing now on that WNBA level, I'm gonna have to give her a 5.5 out of a 5 out of 5, that GOAT level, both MJs. I'm gonna have to give it to her, but for right now, I gave her a 4.5 out of 5. And what do you give her? Y'all can still rate this stuff. So, uh, Last Dragon. Let's talk about it, man. The Last Dragon turned 40 years old. It's one of those classics, man, that I enjoy and I can watch it over and over and over. It's one of those. It's unorthodox because I was a kung fu head when I was little, so it gives you that kung fu feel, it's action, comedy, some funny parts. You know what I'm saying? So I gave it a 4 out of 5. Uh, just 4 out of 5. Whether you get a Last Dragon, it turned 40. If you haven't seen it, make sure you go check it out. It's on Amazon Prime, so y'all can check it out. Sticking with the martial art things, I did watch the 36 Chambers of Shaolin. There's Wu Tang is influenced by them. They call Staten Island Shaolin, and most of their characters are based off Chinese movies and chambers and martial arts and they styles and different things like that. And I didn't see this movie before. I just been on my kung fu movie kick, so I done watched a couple. One of my favorites is The Invincible Armor. Man, if you haven't checked those out, those movies are on Amazon as well, so you can check those out. But I gave it a 4 out of 5, man. So you know what I'm saying? What's good? Heavy Chevy, man. What's good, LB? But yeah, the 36 Chambers Shaolin, I gave it a 4 out of 5. Y'all can still rate this stuff, so let me know what y'all think about it, man. It's one of those ones when you think of Chinese movies, the kung fu movies, So that Family Matters. I seen somebody talk about a story about Carl Winslow, and they connected him from Die Hard to Family Matters and Ghostbusters and the whole nine. So I rated Family Matters as the sitcom. You know what I'm talking about? The sitcom. I thought it was all right. It ain't like no Martin or Fresh Prince or even, Jamie Foxx, Family Matters. You can kind of put them right there together. So I gave it a 3 out of 5, man. What do you give Family Matters as a sitcom? And the only reason I was talking about it because I heard that story about Carl Winslow and somebody need to put it in film. You know what I'm saying? I just seen that they was doing some stuff with the little kid that played that's supposed to be Martin's son on the show. He doing some kind of spin-off where he got the characters, but all the characters are different people. Like I seen Corporate. I don't know if you know who Corporate is. He's the guy from Chicago. He's in it. I think Kevin Hart is in it. But the dude, what's his name? Dave, the one from Detroit, real funny dude. He's in it. It's a couple of comedians that's in it, and it's Miles from Moesha, the little brother. He playing Martin. He was the kid on the show. So, check that out too. It's on YouTube. All right, my last one was Chinese food. I rated Chinese food. Like I said, I like lo mein and chicken fried rice, but do I have to have that? It's not one of them things. I ain't never been real big on Chinese food, but I do like lo mein. Like I would do like hibachi lo mein and chicken fried rice, and I know there's a little difference. I'm not 100% sure on, the whole difference, but we was talking about like the texture of Chinese food, chicken and beef. He was like, man, it's a little off with the texture and the taste. Even though it tastes good, what is it? So I gave Chinese food a 2.5 out of 5. I can do without it. I do like sesame chicken, but I can go to the faux ones and the hibachi spots and get that fixed. I don't have to go to a Chinese restaurant, a Chinese place. So I'm not real big on Chinese food. What do you think about Chinese food? I give it a 2.5 out of 5. All right. And the versus mode for last week was if you had one ticket and you can only, well, if you had to choose one ticket to go to one show, and these are the shows. Gladys Knight, Shaka Khan, Patti LaBelle, and Stephanie Mills. I asked a couple of people and they kind of agree with me. I picked Patti. You know, I like Patti. If you only knew, and a couple of other hits that she had uh, on my own, and you know what I'm saying. So I would like to see her. And you know, so it was a couple of other people that agreed with me. Stephanie Mills is kind of more at the bottom, but she do got hits. They all got hits though. You know what I'm talking about. So it's a hard pick. You can't really go wrong with now one of them. But people be thinking like, hey, if I pick, you know, it's kind of like you're going against some kind of morals or something. No, just pick. If you had to pick, you can't, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like going to the American Black Film Festival. It's two things going at one time. You got to pick. So that's the same thing with this concept. All right. So let's get into it, man, this week. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm talking about? This is the stock room where stocks rise and stocks fall. Let's see what's going to rise and what's going to fall this week. This week we have one of the legends, John Carpenter. Y'all know he scored like Halloween. He did a couple other movies, Village of the Dam, The Fog, Big Trouble in Little Tokyo, They Live. He did a couple of movies, Christina. So he's one of them horror greats. But is he the horror great? Is what we're gonna talk about. All right. Number 2 is Asante Samuel. You know, he's been in the news lately. Everybody's talking about him, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to get into it and we're going to rate him. All right. Number 3, they have a sequel coming to this, A Different World, man. Where do you rank A Different World as a show? You know what I'm saying? It's one of my favorites of all time, so you already know. I'm trying to give you hints that it's going to be high on my board. Number 4, Five Heartbeats. We did do a versus 5 Heartbeats and Temptation, but 5 Heartbeats turns 34 this year, so we're gonna do 5 Heartbeats. You know what I'm talking about? So we're gonna see what it do. Let's see what you got. Stocks rising, yes sir. All right, and then Lil Flip and Zro, they doing a new album. They got Kingz of the South Volume 1. I don't know if you ever heard that. I checked it out again today just to refresh my palate on it. We're gonna rate it. They coming out with Kingz of the South Part 2 here soon. They announced they collab together. Hopefully we can get some of that raw energy on this one, and it'll be a better album. This one I'm gonna say that. All right, and then 6, Krit, Big Krit, man, Forever, Return of Forever. It turned 14, so we're gonna get into that as well. You know what I'm saying? Krit, one of my favorite artists. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to be high on that stock board as well. So let's talk about it. All right, the verses this week. If you was on a 10-hour ride, you can only listen to one artist the whole time, who would it be? And I got Stevie Wonder, Luther Vandross, Whitney Houston, or Freddie Jackson. Which one of them would you listen to? But we're going to get into all that on this episode. All right, so just want to do a quick shout out to PpSquared Productions. This is the production that I am a part of. That's my company. So we are the ones that's putting it on. Shout out to DTR TV, where you can download the channel and app. It's free on Roku, Fire Stick, Apple TV, Google Play, and the Apple Store. We also have a website, and we also building another website that's going to give you the information, and you can purchase stuff off the line, off the website. We got fundraisers coming up. We got events coming up. We got things that we're doing, and you can be in the know with this new website coming up. But download the channel and app. That's what I'm looking at right now on the screen. All right. So let's going to jump into it. Let's rank these stocks. John Carpenter, man, is he the king of horror? He's not for me. Wes Craven is, because Wes Craven made Nightmare on Elm Street, one of the scariest movies that I have ever seen. I don't know, you know, John Carpenter is the dude that did the music on Halloween, so he gave us those Halloween soundtracks. He did Village of the Dam. He did The Fog. He did. Let's see. He is a legend though. He did Christina. I just wrote down a few movies he did. They Live with about the aliens. That was a good movie. You know what I'm saying? So he did Big Trouble in Little Tokyo. If you ever seen that, that was a good film. So I will rank him pretty high, man. He one of the greats, but he not the hard great to me. Wes Craven and Stephen King with the It, even though he wasn't the director of It, but he gave us pretty much the book. So he is that. So Wes Craven, It, John Carpenter. So I'm gonna give him a 4 out of 5. John Carpenter, rest in peace to the guy, man. He one of the horror greats for sure. All right, let's get into it, man. Hot topic. The hot topic is Asante Samuel. He's trying to compare himself to Dion, and I done did some notes, watched some film. You can't compare yourself to Dion, man, but we're gonna rate you as a cornerback. He was a good cornerback. I'm just being honest with you. They just told him that he's not gonna be in the Hall of Fame this year, but he probably will one day because his stats is good, but they're not Dion good. I'm just being honest with you. I checked on the tapes, like I said. The difference was Prime was a three-way player, man. He played D-back. His primary position was a DB, but he was a receiver and a returner. Asante, you didn't do no receiving, and you didn't do no returning, even though your numbers. And then you want to talk about numbers and all this, man. I got a video in a topic folder. If you go on there and talk about it, it's a man breaking down the total passes. They stopped throwing at Dion. So he was talking about he did this in a shorter period of time to find out. Hold on, it's my boy. I'll call you back, son. I knew he was. I thought about texting him, but I did. But the percentage, man, he has 70 more passes thrown at him at a shorter period than Dion did his whole entire time. So, you want to do that, and then Dion has more interception touchdowns than him as well. So, with that being said, man, the hostility towards everybody saying the same thing, but Cam Newton's like, yeah, we gotta match it, but y'all ain't doing the percentages, y'all ain't breaking down the film. You know what I'm saying? Dion went against 3 Hall of Famers. Jerry Rice, the GOAT receiver, for one. Michael Irvin, he a GOAT. He's not the GOAT, but he's a GOAT. Then he went against Randy Moss. I think I looked it up. I tried to find the Hall of Famers that Asante Samuel went against. Did not pull up. It just pulled up that he having a dispute with Dion. And I think he went against Randy Moss once in a preseason game. So I don't. And then those Super Bowls, let's be honest, man, you was on a team with the GOAT, man. So he was on a team with the GOAT Brady. So if he'd have stayed around, he would have had. If he would have went to Tampa with him, he would have had like 6 Super Bowls. So we gonna grade him on that? I mean, he is a good player though, but I'm gonna put him in the middle of the pack because they said it's other DBs that you have to put in there, like Reeves Island, Darrell, Champ Bailey. It's like it's more. It's too many. Then it's you. So with that, I don't know his number. Was his number 88 in high school? I'm not sure. I'm talking about Asante Samuel. So let's raise Asante Samuel. I still, with his numbers, is good enough to be in the Hall of Fame. He was a good player, but he was no Dion. So I'm gonna give him a Duncan. I'm gonna give him a touch in the rim, a 3.5 out of 5 as a player. If y'all think he should be better, let me know. Raise his stock in the stock room. All right, let's talk about it. A Different World is getting a sequel series. That's Netflix. That's in development right now. I got some mixed feelings about that because, I thought the mixed college thing, if they do it like that, then it's going to be terrible. And I don't want them to do that to my favorite classic of all time, A Different World, a series. Y'all do know it's a spinoff of the Cosby's. It's a positive show about college teens and college, adults because they grew up and kind of got to follow him. One of my favorite episodes is I got so many, man. I used to just, when I used to work overnights and it used to come on TV one, I used to go to sleep after I watched the episode of A Different World. So, with that being said, it's GOAT level. It's both MJs to me. It's a 5 out of 5, man. And if they're gonna do it right, they got to do it right. So the series is gonna be based off of Dwayne and Whitney's daughter. She's supposed to be coming and getting a scholarship. I guess she's supposed to be getting a scholarship to Hillman. So they're gonna bring back the whole Hillman. That she's gonna go to college and do all that. But A Different World is that show for me. It's one of them shows that I enjoy. I can watch reruns right now. If I can just, sit back, lay back, and just watch A Different World, I'll do it all day. So, but I got a lot of work, so I gotta, see. So it's a 5 out of 5 for me. A Different World is both MJs. It's definitely that show for me. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about A Different World. All right, let's go to the next one. Five Heartbeats. Like I said, I did a survey on Five Heartbeats, and it's one of those movies. Robert Towns did a damn good job on Five Heartbeats to the point where it done surfaced that this actually was a group that it was molded after. It was so, he got pointers and stuff because people used to debate if Five Heartbeats was real, and that's the reason why people will pick the Temptations. But I'm gonna be honest with you on the Temptations. When they throw David Ruffin out the car, I have to turn it off, man, because it go from happy singing, some conflict to tragedy, man. I'm just be honest, and I know it's a true story, but I don't be want to watch the end of the Temptations. But I love the end of Five Heartbeats, man. The church song, you want to hang with old Eddie Kane, the whole nine. The movie was banging, the music. We could talk about music. You want to talk about the music in it? I had to give it to both. Both because it's the Temptations. Temptation got one of my favorite all-time songs with "Ain't Too Proud to Beg." My girl, they got hits, you know what I'm saying? And then you got the Five Heartbeats, they got hits, they created the hits though. It ain't like, these were songs that was created. So that's a genius in itself, you know what I'm saying? He gave us music that was not even around now we can play them as soundtracks. Just be honest with you. So they might as well, you know what I'm saying? So Five Heartbeats, man, I'm gonna have to give it the good old 4.5 out of 5. 4.5 out of 5 is definitely Duncan. Yeah, I feel like it's the greatest musical movie. I feel like it's the greatest musical movie, but the thing is, I'm not real big on what you got. What's good? What's good, Michaela? How you doing, Doc? But yeah, Five Heartbeats get a 4.5 out of 5. What do y'all give it? You know what I'm saying? It is the best musical movie to me. You know what I'm saying? So, hey. All right, next, the Flip and Zro, Kingz of the South. They're coming out with a volume 2. Do we need a volume 2? Volume 2 better be hard because I went back and listened to the Kingz of the South volume 1 and I can realize why I don't really know none of the tracks on there because it wasn't that good to me. I'm just be honest with you. I listened to it. Let me see which songs that was on there. They got a song called Screwed Up Click. It's maybe 2 songs that I liked on the album that, I still wouldn't even kind of, the one with Point Blank, Get It Crunk with the 8-ball hook. I like that one. That might be the best song on there. But all the rest of them, I mean, from the beats, you didn't do Zro no justice, man. Zro is he got that smooth singing voice, and then when you do them classics with him, like mix in some classical beats and stuff, it wasn't none of that on there. I don't know where they was going with this, and I remember listening to it, but I don't think I liked it in either. So I think it's dirt. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully volume 2 will be that thing. So I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. You know what I'm saying? Kingz of the South, 2 out of 5. Flip and Zro, y'all got to do better than that, man. I'm just be honest with you. I know y'all gonna come with some fire on the second one because y'all been in the game for a long time, and I have done concerts with Flip, and Flip can still rap, man. I mean, freestyling, he can go, man. We did a show with him. He did at least 30 minutes straight just freestyling on stage, and I was like, all right, he still got it. I guess he just still practiced. And then the more you do it, the sharper you're gonna get. So he still be working on the skills. I could tell. You know what I'm saying? But the Kings of the South one, I didn't like it. What do y'all think about it? Y'all can go check it out. I got it in the Critic versus the People notes. I got the first song, so if you click on it, it'll probably bring up the whole playlist. All right, let's go to the next one. Big Krit. Big Krit is one of my favorite artists. So, Return of Forever. Return of Forever, man, it turned 14 on March 28th. It's a mixtape, and the boy do mixtapes right. You know what I'm saying? I call him Sweet James Jones Jr. because he give you that vibe, man. He's the closest thing to Pimp C to me. And then like his beats, he make his beats, they churchy. You know what I'm saying? It's like the soul, you know what I'm saying? It helped me get out of dark spots. Him, Nipsey, Pac, of course, you know what I'm saying? Pimp C for sure. So him being in the mix with that, with the music, his sound, his style, the whole nine. If you haven't seen, if you haven't listened to Return of Forever, go check it out. He got Chameleon on there, Raheem Devon, my bad. He got David Banner, and he got a couple other people. But the album is a banger, man. He got the mixtape is a banger. So he got the Dreaming track. You got Shake It Up, My Subs. But one of my favorite songs on there is the Players Ballad with Raheem Devon. So with him, I had to give him. He up there. He touching it. He definitely dunking. So he one of them guys. You know what I'm saying? He ain't the guy. I mean, his other music. I mean, he make good music. I think he slept on. So with that being said, I'm gonna give him a 4 out of 5. He definitely dunking. I'm talking about the album too. I'm not just rating him. I'm talking about Return of Forever, the album. Let's get a 4 out of 5. There's a couple of tracks that I would skip on there. He got better music, so that's why I'm gonna rate that. But next, I'm gonna have to rate him. So you know what I'm saying. All right, let's get into it. The last on my list is the versus mode. Y'all know I lead with a versus mode. So if you had a 10-hour ride and you can only listen to one artist the whole 10 hours, you know what I'm saying? Who would you listen to? 1, Stevie Wonder. 2, Luther Vandross. 3, Whitney Houston. Or 4, Freddie Jackson. I'm gonna let that sit for a second. You know what I'm saying? That's a hard pick, man. But I think mine would be in between. I don't know, because Whitney got some hits too. You know, my mom used to listen to Whitney when I was younger. You Give Good Love, that's one of my tracks. I could probably listen to that a couple of times back to back, maybe an hour or so back to back. But Luther, you know what I'm saying? Luther got that album, and then Stevie. I don't know. I don't know who I would pick right now. So I'm probably save that to the next episode. You know what I'm saying? Who would I pick? Probably have to save it to the next episode because I got to sit on it, maybe do some. I mean, you know, Stevie got these 3 words. I don't know. Who would y'all pick though? You got Stevie, you got Luther, you got Whitney, and you got Freddie. Who you pick? Right, silent. For real, cause who you gonna pick, man? You can't go wrong with now one of them, man. You know, Freddie got You Are My Lady. You know what I'm saying? That song, I walk around and it'll just pop in my head for no reason sometimes. Whitney, you know, she is that girl. So, you know, but yeah, let's go back over this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hop off this thing, man. This is the Critic versus the People. Like I said, you can download the DTR TV channel 1 app. It's free on Roku, Fire Stick, Apple TV, Google Play, in the Apple Store. We'll put a link to it so you can download that. Check out stuff like Savage Comedy, a couple of my movies on there. You know what I'm saying? So this week in the stock room, we got John Carpenter. I gave John Carpenter a 4 out of 5. Is he either hard or great? What you think? Let me know. Number 2, Asante Samuel. I gave Asante Samuel a 3.5 out of 5 because he ain't Dion. And then it's a little list before him. So I got him in the middle of the pack. He touching around for sure. He was a good DB. You know what I mean? He was elite. I'm not gonna just sit here and shit on his career, but he wasn't Dion. Wouldn't he most likely for sure? I'll probably do with I don't know. I'll probably do Luther. Luther, Stevie, man. That's the ones I got going on in my mind right now. All right, 3, I did A Different World. Different World is my favorite show of all time. So I gave it a 5 out of 5. That's both MJs for sure. What do you think about A Different World? 4, Five Heartbeats, the movie. You know, we did a survey on Temptations versus Five Heartbeats. I did pick Five Heartbeats, and I gave Five Heartbeats a 4.5 out of 5. It's the greatest musical for me. You know what I'm saying? What do you give Five Heartbeats? 5, Flip and Roll. They dropping the new Kingz of the South, Volume 2. Volume 1, I don't know about it. I gave it a dirt rating. It's a 2 out of 5 for me. Y'all can go check it out. Y'all let me know. Was it rising or is it falling? Hope they do better on Volume 2. I definitely gonna check out the Volume 2 because it's two legends of Houston on one album, and I know Ro gonna deliver. All right, 6, Krit, Big Krit, Return of Forever. Krit, one of my favorite artists. That's why I call him. You know, he remind me of that Pimp C, that 8-Ball MJG. He give you that southern stuff that I done grew up on. So that's why he's in my playlist a lot. He's heavy. I used to always tell Lil Tommy, look, man, you need to be on that Krit. You want to listen to that Raw Wave and crying and all that. You need some southern. That's some southern soul right there, man. Krit, Pimp C, 8-Ball MJG. I baptized my son in that old school. You know what I'm saying? And he'll pull up listening to some old school. But I gave Krit Return of Forever a 4 out of 5. It's not his best mixtape, but it's a good one though. It's a banger. You know what I'm saying? It's not my favorite, but what do you give it? And then, if you're on a 10-hour ride, who would you pick? Stevie, Luther, Whitney, or Freddie Jackson? Y'all let me know, and I'm going to holler at y'all. This is episode 10 of the Critic versus the People. I'm going to hop off this thing. I got to get some stuff ready for tomorrow. I got some batteries to charge. Got to get the studio. The studio going to be different next week, so, hey, I'm going to have some posters on the wall, a couple other things, so y'all stay tuned for that, man. And I'm going to holler at y'all on the next one. All right. Peace. All right.